Picture this. You have been walking for 3 straight days through a remote mountain range. Your legs are heavy, your lungs are burning, but your heart is racing with excitement because you can finally see the summit ahead of you. You reach the top, pull your arm up to log the moment, check your exact coordinates, and glance at your wrist to save the achievement of a lifetime. Instead of a glowing screen, you are met with a dead, black display. Every step you tracked, every heart rate spike, every elevation gain, gone in an instant because the battery gave out exactly when you needed it most. This scenario is not rare. It is one of the most common frustrations reported by hikers, divers, climbers, and ultra-runners who rely on their smartwatch as a genuine survival companion rather than a fashion accessory. Extreme environments do not forgive weak engineering. When you are hours away from the nearest outlet, in freezing temperatures or blistering heat, your device either performs or it fails you, and there is no in-between. Apple understood this reality when it created the Ultra lineup. The goal was never to build another slim, minimalist wearable. It was to build a rugged, oversized, unapologetically tough instrument designed to survive punishing conditions that would destroy a standard smartwatch. The design language borrows heavily from industrial tools rather than traditional jewelry, and that decision has paid off with a passionate community of outdoor athletes who genuinely depend on it. But passion does not mean blind loyalty. Long-term Ultra owners have quietly compiled a long list of limitations that keep the current generation from being a truly complete outdoor tool. The software experience is polished, arguably the best in the industry, yet the hardware still buckles under real stress. Battery drain accelerates dramatically the moment you activate continuous satellite tracking. Certain features lag behind dedicated outdoor brands that have spent decades perfecting endurance electronics. Something as simple as unlocking the screen becomes an ordeal when your hands are soaked from rain or buried inside thick winter gloves. For a device priced at the premium end of the market, expectations are naturally sky high, and outdoor athletes are not interested in gadgets that need daily babysitting. That pressure has clearly reached Cupertino. Everything currently circulating in the rumor mill points toward the next generation Ultra being far more than a routine annual refresh. Early whispers describe it as a foundational reset for the entire product line, a version that finally closes the gap between impressive smartwatch and essential survival gear. Today we are breaking down every major upgrade rumored for this next model and why each one could fundamentally change how outdoor athletes rely on their wrist. Let's start with the single biggest pain point across the entire Ultra community: battery life. On paper, a multi-day battery rating sounds respectable. In reality, the numbers on the box rarely reflect what happens during genuine outdoor use. The moment you switch on continuous satellite positioning for a long trail, activate constant heart rate sampling, and let the watch log a full night of sleep data, that impressive multi-day estimate collapses into roughly a day and a half. Low-power modes exist as a workaround, but they come at a steep cost. Switching into a battery-saving profile strips away the very features that make the watch valuable in the first place. Location updates slow to a crawl, advanced health metrics disappear, and what remains feels closer to a basic digital watch than a premium outdoor computer. Nobody wants to spend top-tier money on a device only to disable its core functionality to make it last through a weekend. This is reportedly the area receiving the most aggressive rework. Sources following the supply chain suggest a completely redesigned internal power architecture, built around a chip that dramatically reduces energy consumption during background processes like continuous GPS logging. Combined with smarter firmware that intelligently throttles unnecessary computations, the efficiency gains could be substantial. Leaks also point to Apple managing to fit a noticeably larger battery cell inside the same rugged case, without adding extra thickness or weight. If these claims hold up, the next Ultra could realistically deliver 3 to 4 full days of continuous outdoor GPS tracking. That kind of endurance would remove the need to carry a battery pack on a weekend expedition entirely, and it would give ultramarathon runners the confidence to complete a full race without staring nervously at a draining battery icon. For an entire category of athletes, that alone could be the deciding factor in an upgrade. The second major shift being discussed is smaller in physical size, but arguably just as transformative in daily use: the possible return of Touch ID. Anyone who has tried entering a numeric passcode on a tiny circular screen with sweaty fingers after a run knows how clumsy the experience can feel. Add cold weather gloves, trail mud, or wet skin from a swim, and a task that should take 1 second turns into an annoying multi-attempt struggle. Reports suggest engineers are exploring a fingerprint sensor built directly into the side button or potentially embedded beneath the display glass itself. Either implementation would allow near-instant authentication with a single touch, whether you are unlocking the screen, approving a contactless payment, or accessing private health data. In situations where safety genuinely depends on speed, like scrambling across a rocky ledge or descending a steep mountain bike trail, not having to fight with a passcode screen could matter more than people realize. It is a small hardware change with an outsized impact on real-world reliability. None of these upgrades matter without the processing power to support them, which brings us to the rumored new chip architecture. The current internal silicon handles everyday tasks comfortably, but sustained outdoor tracking pushes it toward its limits, contributing directly to the battery drain problem described earlier. A next-generation chip is reportedly being engineered specifically around efficiency during heavy workloads rather than raw benchmark speed alone. The expected benefits include noticeably faster app launches, smoother rendering of detailed offline maps, and quicker responsiveness across the entire interface.